Hello, everybody. Is there anybody out there? Ain't nobody got to play it safe tonight. You can come on out and say, hey, hey there, Elmo. Yeah, I forgot to tell y'all happy Thanksgiving last night. Hey, Minnow. Yes, happy Thanksgiving to y'all. Well, you had a good Thanksgiving. It was so quiet tonight, I figured I better get on there. Hey there, Miss Pamela and Larissa and Michelle. Well, you had a good Thanksgiving, y'all. Is actually a real good one. Hey there, Nikki. Shoot, we had a good day. Jamie ain't been too long, got home. Hey there, Clee. We went and ate and I stayed over there a long time. All the grand youngins was over there. And it's starting to get pretty cool and I'm starting to get hungry again and I come on back to the house and Jamie went back. Hey there, Paul, I don't reckon I've seen you in a while. Did y'all all get to eat some turkey? I, I snuck y'all a picture today. Y'all want to see it? I snuck y'all a picture. That's what Stephen cooked, y'all. Hey, Miss Girl. Yeah, that's what Stephen cooked, y'all. And Tammy said he made a little video clip, but I hadn't seen it. That plate weighed about 2 pounds, y'all. I couldn't eat all that. I said, eat on this stuff. And I said, don't throw it away. I said, because that's the kind of stuff I like. And I do, y'all. I can eat that over and over. I can eat that today and go to the buffet and eat it again tomorrow. In a kind of quiet day, ain't it, y'all? Somebody was last night was talking about it uh being cold here today. It was. Unless you was in the sun. We was on one side of the porch and the sun was beaming in there. And Stephen said, let's go to the other side. The other porch, and we went to the other porch, and it was cool over there. I started to put the air pump out over there, throw some money beside the commode, see if anybody stole anything. And Dina, she had her grand youngins over there. And you know, they's little. But one of them's little. What age did they say, Timmy?
Oh Lord, I can't even remember all their ages, baby.
I think one of them was 6 and one of them was 9.
And I think Maddie's 3 or 4. I don't know. I can't keep.
Yeah, they was. Hey, I got to messing with them youngins, but I like youngins, Joe. And I was talking to them and stuff, and I asked them who could outrun who and all that. Well, we had to go outside. Oh well, I mean, it's freezing here, snowed on and off. Did everybody have a big crowd today? Yo, I ain't really been over there at Stevens since they finished the house. And he's got a TV just like mine. Uh, uh, our TV messed up. Him and Tammy went out there to get me a TV, and he bought him one. Man, I was kind of reared back on the couch. I was looking at big old TV, and that couch is. I don't know what he paid for it. Whatever he did, it was worth it. Man, I was just thinking how nice everything was. It was real nice. Hey, Melissa, we had 6. We had all the grandyoungins over there. And all the grandyoungins, they think the world of me, but I spend a lot of time with them. I used to keep them. I'd take Phoebe and Eric with me to work. They were such good youngins. Hey, can y'all hear me? I see chat disconnected on my computer here. Okay, yeah, well, I reckon it just timed out for a second. Yes. I mean, it ain't too big. It ain't too little. Man, it's really nice. That that hard work paid off. Really, really nice. And I talked to Eric today. And Eric is like me. Eric can see things. I ain't never seen nobody else in the family that could do that. But Eric can. Then I might have to put the chat on TV. It's
I don't care
it started back. And he's like me, uh he's truthful. And he sees things for just exactly like what they are. And I didn't know it, but he's been watching me and Grandma. And I asked him what he thought, you know. Because I actually told him today that he had a gift. And I was explaining it to him and everything. But he already knew it. I said, you know what you call it? He said, what? I said, seeing in the dark. And I warned him about people don't like you knowing what they thinking and stuff. And what they're going to do next. And he told me he tries not to do that, you know. He tries not to think of what somebody's doing, which is not very many people uh, for him. Because he's not around a lot of people. But he's got his sister's number. He don't understand her. He got her a date with one of his buddies, but he didn't let her know he done it. She said their family's rich. He said he's a nice Christian guy. She didn't like him. But anyway, he was, telling me some stuff about what he seen, what he heard on Grandma's video. And I was really kind of amazed. And he explained to me what it was and everything. He said, I guess people is really not really listening. Because I knew he was like that. And I asked him would he get on the video sometimes. And because I wanted y'all to see him. And like hear him talking and stuff. Like he can go way out there on a limb, which I can too. I don't do that too much no more. Hey there, Gregory. I don't go way out on a limb no more, but I can. But like going way out on a limb about something that ain't happened yet, kind of ain't fact. It's something ain't happened yet. So I started kind of watching that kind of thing, you know. But we had a really big hit, you know. Like I say, he's got his sister's number now. He don't mess with her too much, you know, about it. But he has her number. Now I was telling him, you know, that usually when somebody's complaining and stuff, whether it be man or a woman, if they complaining, you know, if they ain't satisfied, it's usually because I've found out it's usually because they not doing what they want to do. And Phoebe's 22. I said, Eric, why come she didn't want to follow your daddy to the mountains? They said she don't like to take orders. She wants to be the one in control. And Stephen had all four of his youngins in there in Phoebe's car. And he was keeping an eye on them. He said his whole life was in that car. And she wouldn't stay up there with him. They finally made a deal on the way back to let her lead. Said he couldn't hardly keep up with her. And while I'm talking about it, before I forget about it, there's this famous place. We found it by luck one time because we didn't know about it. And it's a place called Dillard's. And they bring big bowls of food to your table. You don't have to ask for seconds and all that. They bring enough that you don't need nothing else. And and they stopped and ate there on the way home. And I was going to tell them to make sure they stopped there and ate, but I forgot to tell them. But Stephen remembered that Dillard's, and they stopped. And the reason I know it's famous is because I was watching the news one day, and they had it on the news. They did, Miss Judy. But I asked Tammy, was it good? She said, yeah, it was good. I think it's in Rayburn County. And they going back, y'all. They already got plans to go back, but it won't be this year. I don't know when they're going, but they plan on going back. That's what it's called. Yeah, we stopped there one time a few years ago, and we didn't know that that's the kind of place we was stopping at, you know. How much you say it was, Timmy, to eat?
$500 something for 8 of us.
Really?
Hold on a minute, was that the show or the eating? No, it was $200 something for us to eat. $250, I think. I keep thinking about that other show.
$250 to eat. But there was how many y'all, Timmy?
8.
8 people. But I mean, you know, when you go out of town, you know, you don't want to do like William. William, hey, William kind of tickled me. I heard him and his old lady talking, and he just like want to eat a sandwich in the motel room. But that ain't the women's idea of going on vacation. And I kind of believe in eating too, you know. I mean, I don't want to go somewhere where it's $100 a person. But I have paid 80 a person before. Me and Tammy has. But that ain't something you do every day, you know. Hey, Bentley was there. Him Young is they something else like just to listen to them talking and stuff. I was telling them, you know, about setting goals in your life because they still real young. And me and Tammy was raised up, you know, to just go get a job. Don't matter if you're digging ditches, just go get a job. Wasn't nothing ever mentioned about college or nothing like that. Go get a job at the grocery store and stuff like that. Just get a job. And Eric's fitting to start as assistant manager at Starbucks. And it ain't too bad. Well, you know, it's probably easy. He said it's $20 an hour. And he said he had told him, hey there, Whiter. He said he told him that he wanted, and at the $20 an hour, he didn't even blink his eye, you know. But like he wants to, you know, move up in management, you know. And he's got all this, you know, computer brain, you know. But there's just not much of a demand for it here. And he knows that, which is what I try to tell him. But, you know, I was telling him about it's all up to you. what you do.
Just terrible.
Better cut that heater back, damn. Yeah, it's all up to you, you know. If you fail in life and you got a roofing job, it's not nobody else's fault. It's your own fault. Because any of us can pretty well be what we want to be, ain't that, Miss Debbie? We can pretty much be what we want to be.
What's on the floor?
And I was satisfied with roofing, you know. But I wasted my mind, you know, because I was way above roofing. But I wasn't taught, you know, to think big. I'm opening this bottle of Advil that a lady sent us. I know every family ain't like that, y'all. You know, so here's what I'm saying, like where we live at, most of the people just told go get a job. I don't care if you gotta dig ditches, get a job. That's how we was. That's how we thought. I mean, that's how we was told. And they sure wasn't never no college mentioned. That costs money. Well, I worked in the fish market, cleaning fish, grocery store, which I was a meat cutter. At one time, I was the meat cutter, and Tammy run the cash register. It was kind of a little store, but it had like real good meat, you know. There's different grades of beef, you know. Hey there, family. I ain't never seen this thing disconnecting like it's doing. You know my other computer here. Hey, Loretta. Y'all last night, I know I wouldn't doubt every one of y'all don't know it. I put that video on private. I ain't too happy about that kind of thing, you know. And I get processed. I put it on private, and it's just sitting there. Yeah, I was more like the trade school uh kind, but I done quite a bit. I done some construction work, building a school, but I didn't do it long. But it ain't like building a house, you know. It's like concrete and stuff like that, you know. Yeah, I do too. I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. And after Thanksgiving, y'all, it's Christmas before you know it. And then it's the new year before you know it.
Then it's Christmas again before you know it.
Yep. Our green unions, they want money, y'all. They want, they told us, we just rather have money. That's what we do. We give them money. Big old bunch of slew of them.
Ain't but 6 of them. Y'all won't eat these. You won't eat it.
6 is $600, Tim.
It might not be.
Is that fair?
I won't give them $100 a piece.
You don't give them that much?
I gave the oldest kids $100. Last year they only got 75 a piece.
Okay. Yeah, this is what
Don't get that.
this is what Stephen fixed here, y'all. For those of you coming in late and everything, this is what Stephen fixed today, and it was good too. That boy. But every time he was married and everything, he always done the cooking. I don't know why. Every time we went, that last wife especially, every time we went down there, he was the one eating. Yeah, hey Judy, it's the longest wait in the world waiting to get 16 years old. And the life kind of bobbles around for a while. And then it, like it passes by so fast now that I can't hardly believe it. Getting a little older, and it's just amazing to me how fast a week passes. I noticed it when I noticed it most is when I was playing them drums. At how fast time passes. And I hadn't sat down on them drums over there, y'all, since the last time y'all seen me play. Did he? Hey, me and Tammy missed it this morning, but we didn't even know he was on. We don't always know he's on.
I was asleep.
Yeah, Tammy's asleep. It really goes by quick. And y'all I never thought about getting old. Yeah, we made fun of old people. I mean, a little bit, a little bit we did. Hey, maybe so. I just, I just can't believe how fast time flies. It's crazy. Nothing to look forward to after 21, except old age and menopause. Hey, boy, like here, me and Tim, you are retired, you know. You know what I was thinking? I was thinking I ought to try to get disability, man.
I'm flipping to lunch tomorrow.
Timmy said they all put up Stephen's Christmas tree. Them youngins, they make you feel good, though, because they don't, whether it be disability, you know, they don't, Stephen's youngins, I'm talking about Bentley too, they don't shun you, you know. Hey, they'll get up there and talk, and I talk to them. They ain't just trying to get away from you. I couldn't ask for no better grandyoungers in the world, you know. I still can't hardly believe it sometimes, how good they are. You know, go up. Me and my brother was rough as hell, boy. We was rough. We ain't caring nothing about talking to nobody 65 years old. You know, when we was the age they are, you know. I'm glad everybody's doing good. It sounds like everybody's doing good. Yeah, that was a good plate right there. I couldn't eat it all. Oh, that was on the double T. See, when you do them lives on the double T, they disappear, y'all. And Stephen, I got a bunch of stuff planned, you know, that I'd like to do. Yeah, yeah, that's right, Judy. I got a bunch of stuff planned I'd like to do. And my big camera that I use, uh, I ordered me 2 more batteries. They recharge, boys. Real good. They real good. I still got some of the original batteries when I bought it, and they still work. And I like ordered 2 more tripods. ADT. I've ordered more tripods, and I was thinking I need to get me a GoPro. It am as hell. And the thing about a GoPro, y'all, in most cameras, you have to pay a bunch of money to get a camera that'll film longer than 30 minutes. And they got them like that on purpose. But that GoPro, it'll film until the battery dies. And they have rechargeable batteries, you know. And then they have a way, you can film 12 hours with a GoPro. And I was thinking I need to get me one. I'm not sure if I would actually do all the stuff that I want to do, because I never seem to get around to everything. But Steven's got one. I said, I told him about it and everything. I said, I'd like to check that GoPro out. Hey, happy Thanksgiving, Bonnie. I said, I'd like to check that thing out. And I said, I either buy yours or just buy me and you because they are pretty reasonable, y'all.
Tell Bonnie, yeah, I know. Congratulations.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Timmy said, congratulations, Bonnie. I didn't read all that. I just seen the happy Thanksgiving. But $350 is a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. But it's not a lot for a camera that you can put underwater if you want to. That'll film longer than 30 minutes. Them cameras like I got over there that I use, they about $1,000 or they over $1,000, and it won't film but 30 minutes. So I'll tell y'all something that you've heard Mama talking about, and she didn't realize it. And I've told her, but I don't know if she still knows. But like them, she was talking about my camera went off and I didn't know it. They make cameras where they won't film but 30 minutes. So like a $800 camera is a cheap camera. It won't film but 30 minutes. And then you have to start it, cut it back on, and start it again. And that GoPro, that son of a gun will film until the battery is dead. And they got these attachments you can put on them where they are like triple the power. And anyway, I feel like I need one. But hey, boy, like, you don't have but so much money to do with, I done bought some tripods. I bought two. They was real cheap. And I knew they was good, and then they was Black Friday too, I think they was $22 a piece, but I bought two, and then I bought an air pump for our aquarium out there. Like a big air pump.
That little fish be so happy.
I'm gonna be doing a video on that air pump when it gets here. Like a review, But like when you put a bunch of fish in an aquarium, they have to have a lot of air. And if we go 2 or 3 days, we'll fill that thing up. And like a regular aquarium pump, it won't get it. This is an aquarium pump for like, if you got a little pond out in your yard, like a little goldfish pond or something. Or maybe a little bigger than that, But I got a bunch of stuff I want to do. And Tammy has to be here for me to be able to do it. It ain't stuff you can do by yourself. Timmy, you beat all I ever seen. I don't get the best part of Timmy, y'all. She rambles and goes. Like a teenager. And then when she gets home, she's not worth 2 cents. And then complains if you want her to help you do something.
Hey, I already don't like me, Danny. You don't need to make it worse. Come in, I mean. I wanna hold you. I wanna hold you.
Y'all really had a good day. There's things changed today, though. Uh, Christina went to Stevens for Thanksgiving. And I think last year, I don't think Dana came down to Mama's.
She didn't. She went to her mama's. Her grandmama's.
That ain't what it was, Timmy.
Well, that's what the story was that they told
I
me.
know that's what the story was, but that wasn't what it was. Yeah, Timmy knows that, y'all. Where at, Pam? I don't know, I mean, that might be something Stephen does every year now, Oh, Stephen's quite a good housewife. That joke will clean up. Yeah, I've been, I mean, I can see where we could use a GoPro. Yeah. Yeah, I'll go look again. You see, a GoPro, that is cheap for a camera that will film until the battery just dies. That's cheap. Because you don't, like, the $1,000 camera I got, y'all. If it stops recording, you won't even know it. And if you're there by yourself and you just got it running, you won't even know it quits. Yeah, I think that's the latest one they got is a Pro 13 because I was looking up, I know about that 30-minute limit thing about cameras. And if you're just filming little clips and everything, but I was really thinking more like fishing. I mean, you liable to be out there, you really liable to be out there all day, you know. In that Omaha River, I don't, if you get outside of Richard, down there at his camp house, if you get outside of that Wi-Fi, You can talk on your phone, but you can't go live with it. And then see, I don't know, I hadn't been on the river, but it probably ain't a lot better. Yeah, well, yeah, I'll go look at it. But see, Steven's got one. I hate to, I've been thinking about it a week, see. And Steven's got all the attachments. Steven, that's when he bought that thing when he was roofing, you know. And I knew he didn't ever use it no more. But he couldn't find it. But that bunch, Tammy and Steven's bunch, they've been doing all day long. Now I done like I always do. I got there about 12 o'clock. I hate to leave the house, y'all. I went in there, took me a shower and everything. My head was wet. It was cold outside. Tammy said, "Come on. We feeding eat." I said, "Y'all go ahead and start up. My hair's wet." I used to blow dry my hair and all that. I don't do that no more. Just put a hat on. I I really do truly got a lot of stuff I want to do. But, you know, I'm actually down a pretty good bit. And Tammy too, you know, way down a pretty good bit. If you like wanna, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, I went today and looked at Grandma's channel, and there's a video with the title that's got my name. About 18,000 views and over 800 comments. And every comment was bad. Hey there, KK. Every comment. I quit reading after a few minutes. But I don't like that stuff too good. I'm looking for it. I'll show you all here. Oh, look at that, y'all. $833 comments. You cry all you want. I've been there. Betrayal hurts. That's all this is about me. You know what, though? Show you something here. That pays a lot of money right there. Getting old Danny. Yeah. It's too bad. None of it is true. I'm just what y'all see. I'm just what you hear. It's money, Michelle. That's money there. I was telling y'all, well, I was telling y'all some stuff, but I'm getting to tell you something else. I was watching this movie, and these people found a hurt box, and they had it sitting there every time one of them would get hurt a little bit, they would money show up. And it was a lot at first when they got hurt. And see, all this reminds me of this, you know. Oh, so these people was making money. They started having to do a little more to hurt themselves to make the money. The man and the woman sit down and just cut one another to shreds, telling stuff, true stuff, that, I mean, you couldn't bullshit the box. You had to tell stuff that actually hurt the other's heart. So they was talking about when they cheated on one another. And real hurtful things. And the box, the money box, broke them up. I mean, they was, like breaking their fingers and stuff. And doing stuff for the money. And that's what this reminds me of, yo. Except I don't like it myself. That is the reason. Listen good. That's the reason the video I done last night is on private. It'll take me getting mad to take it off of private. I've still got the big zoo. I've still got the video, y'all. And y'all heard it, the regular viewers. Y'all heard it. And then a lot of them people that come in later, a lot of them is like nosy people, like, it don't matter what you say, it don't matter what you do. And I myself don't want to play the hurting game. It bothers me. I really and truly think it don't bother her. But that's why I took my videos down. 'Cause it ain't funny to me. It them. It ain't funny to me, and I don't think it's funny to a lot of people. That's why I took the video down. My heart is the color it's supposed to be. And I feel like we was done wrong. Y'all heard me say Dana wasn't even there last year. At Thanksgiving. I don't remember if it was Thanksgiving or Christmas. It might have been both. you know, Judy, uh, I keep hearing that. Hey there, Elizabeth. Oh, I asked somebody yesterday that is familiar with what's going on. I asked them what they thought. And they said the gifts and the money. I'm sitting here talking about, getting a GoPro. This actually to make money. It's part of what me and Tammy do. Wonder how. I think I know I wonder how. The gifts and the money. Y'all, I'm not convinced of that. But I know that, like, there's a lot of people that think that. I know that. You, you hear somebody saying they don't care about the money, you better look out. Even a youngin' cares about money. And to be honest with you, some people's worse than others, about money. And I mean, I ain't saying she is or nothing like that. I'm just kind of talking now, you know. But, and I ain't never understood, you know, people that's got plenty of money, how they want more money. And, ain't it, Biggie? You know, and I know people that dream of money. I mean, I do. Winning the lottery. I know somebody drive from Georgia to Florida every week to buy a lottery ticket. Before they had the lottery in Georgia. Everything. Yeah, we had a good Thanksgiving. We had a good peaceful Thanksgiving, but we usually do anyway, you know. But yeah, it was nice. I wouldn't have stayed, you know. I was there about 3 or 4 hours. But me and Tammy, you know what I mean, if you know what I mean, if something happened to my camper, y'all, I wouldn't buy nothing. You know what I mean? I can't buy nothing. We can't buy nothing. And what that means is we are not just got plenty of damn money. We don't. But we can go out and eat. And it's a lifestyle that we live. Hey, all our vehicles, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? They all used vehicles. And we don't worry about what everybody else is doing and how good they doing. A lot of people that you see that's got a bunch of stuff, they usually in debt. Me and Tammy, we are not in debt. Then y'all never did anything wrong. I was there on the live with Stephen when he came home all upset about Grandma. I wrote she didn't mean it. He answered it sure sounds like it. Boy, was I wrong. You know what? It might have been you that left a comment like that, Wanda. But I told him about that today. Because I seen a comment exactly like that right there. It seems the more money people have, the bigger the problems are. Yeah. I know some rich people. And I ain't never heard but one of them say, you know, that they they said they didn't want the money. Like it was just, And I mean, people want the money. People's trying to figure out how to get the money. People's trying to figure out how to beat you out of the money. And she really just basically wants to be like me and Tammy and get get a monthly check and, uh, live a normal life. If we went on if Tammy went on to the mountains, we would go broke. Even though the money was shared, it's still a lot of money. I don't know what she spent. I mean, I don't care what she spent. But even shared money, they all went in together on the cabin. But I mean, I mean, just the motel rooms and stuff like that. The motel rooms and going to Dollywood and going to that horse stampede thing. It's a lot of money. Yeah, and I mean, we got Christmas coming. Christmas was fun. Christmas used to be fun. And we all feel like that we should do more than what we do. But I mean, you can't hardly do it. Yes, I'm disgusted about the dog too. She ain't going to be able to take care of the dog. She's using it for super chats. I think disgusting. Well, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. She she really do think that the dog was heaven sent. And and her and that dog will be okay, y'all. She's not really a dog person. No, I think we all know that money don't make you happy. I think we all know that. All of us in there, 'cause we older crowd. And, you want to be able to pay your bills. You want to be able to go out and eat. You don't want to have to go borrow money to have Christmas. And if you can stay ahead of the game, uh, I know that me and Tammy, we had some of the best times of our life when we was scraping pennies and looking for change in the couch, and we did. And we kept working, you know. We got out of debt. And we don't plan on ever being back in debt again. I went up there going to buy something at the bank. That was going to be a lot of money. I was going to buy a crane. And the woman said, let's see, you hadn't borrowed no money in 30 years. I said, yeah. I said, yeah, that's right. I said, I just want to, I said, I'm still thinking about it, but I just want to know, can I borrow the money if I decide to go on and do it, you know? She said, yeah, if you decide you want to get it, we'll loan you the money. And I mean, I changed my mind about it. I see one time there, y'all, we was cutting trees down. I was roofing these houses and everything. And we was always running into people that wanted trees cut down and stuff. And Steven said, yeah, I want to make more money. So we started doing that. And I knew that you needed not a crane, but a bucket truck, to get up there and shape up trees, Yeah, it does, them. Uh, but anyway, if you got one of them bucket trucks, y'all, you can make some money. I guarantee you, if you got a bucket truck, you can make some money. But see, there's always like somebody wanting to rent, one, and pay cash. You don't have credit, so it's hard to get a loan. Well, that's what I thought of Pamela, but she said she'd loan me the money. I see that T. Hey, I don't know. I don't remember one. It probably would have been $40,000 or $50,000. You know what I was gonna get? Hey, I hear you, Thelma. Thelma says I make $150 every Saturday morning. Hey, Thelma, that ain't bad day's work. But yeah, y'all, I mean, and I've said this many times, I mean, just say somebody gave you $100 million. I mean, you wouldn't even know what to do. You wouldn't even know what to do.
I can figure it out.
Tammy said she'd figure it out. Yes, my sister let me know. They are still mad. It's very hurtful. I must have missed that there. Yeah, I mean, if you went to the mountains all the time, it wouldn't be special. Yeah, don't go in debt. No, that was a long time ago. That was back when I was working, Judy. And you can't be playing that while I'm doing this, Tammy. Tammy,
Huh?
you can't be playing that while I'm talking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even realize it was
I'd get a
late
new
enough.
fence for sure. You know what? I would too, Helen. I would too. Tammy tried to get me to put a fence around there. Hey, Rob. Tammy tried to get me to put a fence around this yard a long time ago, and when I had the money. And, I mean, we could have put it up. I could have done it. I could have done it myself. And I wished I had her. 'Cause these dogs. I got a little fenced in spot where they can go outside and everything, but it ain't like having all around the whole yard. I might would go get me a brand new pontoon boat. Get me a brand new truck or something other. I mean, if I had $1 million. But I'm really satisfied with what I got. But if I was a millionaire, I might would go get another brand new boat. But you think going to the mountains all the time would make you happy? It says I've been on 87 minutes, Robin. And, we all know people that inherited money and everything. And about every one of them I know, I mean, I think all of them that I know that inherited money and stuff, they spent it within like 2 or 3 years just buying the dumbest stuff. I mean, they didn't get $1 million in it, but they got pretty right smart of money. And about all of them I know, they spent it. They spent the money. I would buy me a pontoon boat if I had someone to help me back it into the river. I've about done everything they used to do. Nobody had better ask me any questions. If I won the lottery and come home with a bunch of rescue dogs, there you go. Me too, Elizabeth. Me too. Hey, I would too, Elizabeth. I'd buy a big old piece of property and fence it in. That's a good idea, oh, Elizabeth. Yeah, I was reading that there, family. Yeah, I probably wouldn't be very much different than what I am right now, y'all. I probably wouldn't be very much different. I know, back when I was doing antennas and everything, John helped me. And John didn't just help me do antennas. He doing about anything that we needed doing. I want a metal roof on my new house, but I'm not sure if I on my new we regret. Hey, no, you ain't got to worry about no metal roof. The only thing about metal roof is it just cut your phone reception down. And I know, people I know a few men that like tease the women with money, that have plenty of money. I seen one man tear $100 bill in half and give it to this woman. And he said, "Come see me and I'll give you this other half of the money. I'll give you the other half." That's kind of, and that ain't too good, is it? No, not with insulation and all that. They ain't loud. Hey, we got a metal roof, y'all. We can't tell when it's raining, but we can hear it hitting the air conditioning unit. Hey, blonde rocker. Mom said she was listening to Danny. I said, "Oh, okay, so, well, yeah, I mean, if you put a metal roof on y'all, that'll be the last, no matter how old you are, it'll be the last roof you put on. They ain't, the house is insulated. And I'm telling you, we can't, it has to be raining really hard we won't even know it's raining. If it's just normal raining, but like if it starts raining hard, like the way you have to pull over in your car, you know, you can hear that. Y'all know who's missing off the lives? And I think they making themselves look guilty, y'all. I would be smarter than that. I would be smarter than that. That's for you to figure out, Chef Cat. But somebody was texting me last night, y'all. I don't know if I read it, y'all, but I'll read it to you. Somebody has a bug in Grandma's ear. And the text actually says a little more than that. And somebody, oh, hey y'all, I get texts from people that I don't even know who they are. Don't know how they know my number. But I think one of the ones that's in Grandma's ear is playing hooky from chat. I would be in the chat telling me who do what? I would be in the chat instead of hiding in the weeds. I would be smarter than hiding in the weeds. You know, I see that about the YouTube ad. You know that Google, y'all, Google was started by 3 men. You know, YouTube. Hiding in the weeds is right. Google was started by 3 men. YouTube started as a dating site. YouTube. You meaning you. And it was supposed to be, like I say, a dating site. Yeah. And and you could upload a video, but it was supposed to be about you and showing yourself and everything like that. Well, I ain't talking about a lot of people. I'm talking about one person, Chef Cat. This is about my normal crowd anyway, Chef Cat. I don't have no whole bunch of people, Uh, and YouTube people started uploading just regular videos. There wasn't nobody interested in a dating site. And it really started, it's like one thing led to another. A lot of the good ideas a lot of the good ideas ain't exactly planned. But people was started uploading videos just like we got now. And people was uploading music. Then everybody started getting sued. And a lot happened, y'all. But Google bought it from these 3 guys for over $1 billion. And them guys, they were smart. So they come to work for YouTube. Yeah, we all got that same problem, Robin. But these guys eventually left, and Google spent a lot of money, making YouTube what it is today. If you upload music, they know it quick. If I put uh if I put YouTube on this, play a song right here, they'll know it quick, real quick. So that song's got like a thumbprint. And anyway, a lot of stuff had to happen. They knew it was worth a lot of money because of how many people was uploading and how many people was watching. And it was a lot of people quick, you know. And y'all remember MySpace, don't you? Most of Google's traffic come from MySpace. Hey, Robin, I read about that today, about the Suno music. They are starting to copyright that music. You can look it up. But the video was about that Suno. Like somebody, and here's what they were saying. Somebody somewhere owns the music, the Suno music. And that, you might not want to put too much of that on your channel. Because that stuff is, according to what I heard, that stuff's kind of on shaky ground. There's people getting copyrighted for the Suno music. And probably somebody does own that music somewhere. And I mean, y'all liable to always hear from them one day, but so let me kind of finish telling y'all. So the YouTube people were sharing videos to MySpace. And people, and this is a problem still to this day, Facebook and YouTube, they don't like one another. Any of that stuff, like any of them platforms, they don't like one another. And you can put a link on YouTube, Facebook, but they don't really like you to do it. Because people leave from Facebook to go to YouTube. And that's what they don't like. They don't like you leaving. And then see, when this YouTube thing come about, then there's a whole bunch of these apps. Like Vimeo and Yahoo and Rumble and the Double T. I mean, you know what I mean? You are never just going to have it all. If you're making money, you better keep it a secret as long as you can. Because they are going to be money. They are going to be people in on it. There's a town in Adrian that got one red light. That's where Dina lives. It's about, I guess 18 miles down the road here. And somebody put like an updated convenience store there. And they was making too much money. Then somebody put one right across the street. And they went at it. And one of them's closed down. My town's about 10 miles long with one stoplight. Dang. Yeah, these city limits, the city limits in the town I'm talking about, Adrian, I guarantee you it ain't over 2 miles from one city limit to the next. Got one traffic light. And it's right where them two stores I was talking about. Them two updated convenience stores, you know. And I'll tell y'all something like this while I'm thinking about it. You know, they put a McDonald's in these stuff. And if it goes over, it'll really be about the first thing that's ever went over now. They put a huddle house up there, and it's been there for quite a while. But like every store away, about like every convenience store in East of them, they got breakfast. Everywhere, all over East of them. But, you know, I mean, they still, like quite a few men and stuff, go down there to Huddle House and eat and stuff. I never go. I mean, me and Tammy's been a few times, but businesses don't make it good in East of them. Man, I can name you all kind of stores in East of them that has come and gone. We had a Kentucky Fried Chicken, it's gone. Well, we had a Kentucky Fried Chicken 2 different times. And they both gone. Had a Taco Bell, it's gone. Had a Jack in the Box, it's gone. And just, I mean, I reckon hundreds of business. You know, just, they'll stay there, as long as they can, and then they gone. I don't think so neither, Blondie. I don't think so neither. Every time me and Tammy go without Kentucky Fried Chicken for a while, and then Tammy, I mean, you get grease all over your hands. And we had a place over in Dublin, y'all. We've ate there many times. My whole life. named Maryland Fried Chicken. And it wasn't a big old fat pieces of chicken like a Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's kind of little. You know, I mean, they wasn't real big pieces of chicken. And the last time it's in a bad neighborhood. It wasn't in the beginning, but the bad neighborhood moved in behind it. And the last time Tammy was over there at the drive-in window, there's some boy like trying to get her to open the door and all that. Tammy freaking out. The woman at the window was telling the guy to get away from her car, and they shut it down. But I mean, that's something that we ate there a pretty good bit, you know, the Maryland Fried Chicken. It was pretty good. It's better than Kentucky Fried Chicken. Yeah, I mean, you know, there's a store over in East of. He's one of them foreigners, but he's got a sign on the door. Said, pull your pants up before you come in this store. And he's also saying, be a man and pull your pants up. Never tried Kentucky Fried Chicken after watching Steven and Austin eat that whole bucket on the line. Hey, it used to be good a long time ago, Elizabeth. I mean that, but man, that's the greasiest, sloppiest, fat, big, overweight chicken you ever seen, you know? Really? They got a buffet up there in East of them called the Cloverleaf. And it was a real big hit, you know? I mean, for a while. But people just don't go there like they used to. They got a big old parking lot, a big parking lot. But I mean, man, y'all been somewhere to eat before and just, I mean, how do you eat and say, you know, I mean, it just wasn't good. You know, like supposed to be home cooked. Uh, home cooked. That's what everybody's saying, Helen. But we went to this place in Swainsboro, y'all, where they got seafood. And it's right a little expensive, but you know, I mean, if it's seafood, you know, it is going to be a little expensive. And it's pretty good. I mean, you know, I mean, I wanted to go back a week later, and we ain't been back. But it's in a little old town where that chicken sale is. It's out in the country. But I mean, they got, you know, I mean, they got catfish and shrimp, and fried shrimp, and you know about everything. And then you can pay more and eat them king crab legs. So you know, they got one price for the regular buffet, and then it's a higher price if you want to eat crab legs. And hey boy, there was people in there eating them crab legs trying to put them out of business. Yeah, I hear you. We don't. Me and Tammy don't eat out enough to, to. And I mean, we go to the. She go. Tammy go to the drive-in window sometimes stuff. And it ain't. And I mean, it ain't all that good, y'all. I mean, that Chick-fil-A's all right, And but I mean, as far as McDonald's and Burger King and all that stuff like that. And I used to really love the Dairy Queen, y'all. And I don't know about everybody everywhere else, but the Dairy Queen used to have a real big hamburger. And somebody had the bright idea of making a little hamburger. And me and Tammy really likes steak, and I used to. But it seemed like you can't hardly get a good steak. And you can go out there at Longhorns and get a good one there. But you you better take $100 bill with you. And when you go out there to Longhorn, spend $100, you wish you'd have just stayed home and ate a sandwich. But it don't seem like to me food is as good as it used to be. That's right, all of it once in a while, Pam. I never thought I'd see the day where I liked a hamburger cooked at home better than McDonald's, or I'd rather have it than Burger King or McDonald's or any of them. Ain't never been real crazy about that Wendy's. I don't see how they stay in business, that Wendy's. And then, what's that place you get the roast beef sandwiches? Oh, Harvey's. Oh, the trick is to go at lunch. But what about me and Tammy, y'all? Sometimes when the girls come down here, y'all, I never go out and eat with them. Tammy and Steven and Bentley and whoever's here, they go out, but I never go. I never go, y'all. I've went with them a few times after the concert to the Waffle House. I do like the Waffle House okay though. But like if you go to the Waffle House, you do like you're supposed to do and leave a reasonable tip. Then you wish you'd have just stayed at home and ate a sandwich again. And damn, how much you say that hamburger cost? I mean, I like them egg McMuffins, y'all. But I mean that stuff. Hey, look here, y'all. I just think I'm behind the times. Yeah, hey, every once in a while, Tammy brings some Arby's, and it's always the same, you know. We got a subway over in East of them. I don't know how it's hanged on. Or you go by there, hell, they won't even be a car in the parking lot. And it'd be a long time before I go buy 24 hamburgers again from Crystal. I, I give about half of them to the dogs. When I was eating, I'd put some extras in there for the dogs. You always got to give them a little bit, you know. I ain't never ate a smash burger before, but I seen them doing it. So I know there's new people coming in all the time, you know. People beat all you ever seen, you know. Like what? What do you have to do, you know? What do you have to do this? Like you're trying to watch everything on YouTube at one time. You know, like I gotta hurry up and go watch that over yonder. Oh, this is what Stephen cooked today, y'all. You know the people that come in late. That's what we had for Thanksgiving. The best steak I ever had was the big Texan stopped in was Amarillo and moving here from Arizona. Yeah, I wind up eating again, before I lay down. When I got back from Stevens, I took a nap for a while. Woke up, Tammy was gone. But I knew she was planning on going back over there. They all, they all went over there and put Stevens' big Christmas tree up. I hear you there. Hey, y'all, about them two National Guard that's got, y'all know about the two National Guards, I know. One of them died, y'all. And, you know, I would hate to be the one on the news. You know, sickened these people on the National Guard. And if you go watch CNN, MSNBC, that's what you will see. And y'all, I just don't get it. And I mean, they don't want you to be safe. And I guarantee you, boy, uh, everybody wants to feel safe. But MSNBC and CNN, they don't want you to feel safe. Okay, Thelma, good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Yeah, hey, y'all, I mean, everybody wants to feel safe. And them people that's in that National Guard, they had families. One of them's already done left this world. And them people that's walking up and down the streets, they feel better. I wish there was some people on here that was from, that's lived in the town where the National Guard was there, like, well, like, if them politicians and stuff say they got bodyguards, y'all. I seen that Sylvester Stallone walking the other day. He had two bodyguards. He was out on the street. But I don't know how. I don't know how they can sit there and say, we don't want help. And they in the news, y'all, they in a big part of that. They don't. Hey there, Myrtle. Yeah, that's what Stephen cooked today, Mary. I don't know. I mean, every one of y'all, you would want to feel safe if you walked through a bad part of town. What's wrong with everybody? I mean, these politicians. Hey, yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you, Miss Mary, and all of you. Uh, hey, y'all, we had a great day at Stevens. Everybody talking at one time. Stevens in his new house. Had big old Thanksgiving. Bunch of people there. It wasn't no little crowd, y'all. We had a big crowd. I went in there and sat down for a few minutes. and then went outside, and I was outside the rest of the day. And when I went out there, everybody went out. And hey, family, this is the craziest mess I ever seen in my life. What's going on? Hey, thank you. Yeah, we had a good time, y'all. Everybody's happy. Them youngers, I sit there and mess with them youngers. That little girl had a pocketbook. She's about 4 years old, and I started messing with her about I needed money. She had $7 in that thing. And she held that thing in her hand an hour. Because I told her I was going to get it and take it with me. Actually told her I was going to take her with me too when I went home. She's like kind of looking me up and down. Hey, I was just messing with them three youngers. Them three great youngers. I really like them three youngest, them three little youngest. Dina's lucky, you know, that she's got them. Or did you guys eat turkey? I wanted turkey, but they fed us ham. Yeah, we had turkey and ham, and Boston butt. It's all on that plate right here. We had and dressing and dumplings and uh, butter beans and potatoes. And then he had some brown and syrup rolls too. I got a picture of them, but I don't reckon there's no need to show you that. And then they had desserts, and it was really great. Oh, it's really great. Hey, Miss Joyce, it was really great. Oh, and well, don't you know, Stephen felt good. Everybody at Stephen's house, and boy, like his house is unbelievable. You know, I ain't been over there. You know, uh, I ain't seen it finished. And man, it's like really, really nice. That big old TV. He had something. He had some cartoons on for the youngins, and like really just great, y'all. We walked out on the back porch, and he's got this big old view, you know, and he's really lucky, you know. And you know what? Y'all was with him, you know, the whole time, you know, when he was building it. But it's really, really nice. Really nice. I enjoyed myself. And I didn't. It's big in there, you know. You know, no, nobody's sitting, right under one another. Really, really nice. I mean, it's a big old room. And say I was telling him the whole time, that like you don't really need big bedrooms, because you pretty much all you're gonna do is just sleep, in your bed. I went in there and looked at his bathroom and his walk-in closet, and I remember him when he was just thinking of building it, laying in his hammock. I do too, Joyce. I do myself. He didn't like. He didn't like nowhere he didn't like. He was so overwhelmed. But hey, boy, I mean, I hate to kind of go on about it, but like, it's really big and nice in there, man. It is big and nice, and you can't tell it from camera, y'all, because I've seen it on camera. But like when you in there and you're not looking through a camera, he's got mounts and stuff up there. Like you can look back up yonder. He's got a hammock upstairs. I mean, just really, really. You feel like you don't even feel like you in a house. Yeah, I guess you feel like you at a place in the mountains or something, a high price place in the mountains. Because I doubt they got rooms that size. That is a big old room, y'all. Big old room. It's better in person. Sure is. I mean, I'm proud of him. I told him I was proud of him. Yep, and it's all paid for. His place in Bruton's paid for. He's still working. I asked him was he gonna go over to Bruton in the morning. He said, I don't know. I said, well, you got some kind of an idea what you're gonna do tomorrow, ain't you? He said, no, not really. Yeah, I sat on that couch today. That I told him, I said, boy, I said I could see me putting my ashtray up on that ottoman, get me a glass of punch, laying on that couch watching that big old. And his TV's the same size as mine, but it looks bigger in his place. And I'd have betted you money that his TV's bigger than mine, and that they bought them both at the same time. So he's got the same TV we got. They say them big TVs mess with you, like not wanting to go to sleep. You know that, yeah? But anyway, boy, like, hey, man, I was looking at the woods and stuff. Man, I wouldn't cut them woods back for nothing, and I don't think he is. He had all his youngins there. Yeah, that's man, that couch don't just look good. It sits good and everything. Got pillows all over it. I sat in that thing and like just fell back. My shoulder was hurting. Been hurting 2 or 3 days. Tim said, get you one of them pillows. But it was really nice, y'all. And I know that I'm saying a lot about it, but it was really nice, you know. Yeah. Yeah, I was reading about that, about the sleeping thing, you know. And they say like them big TVs is bad, or like something in your brain, you know. Oh, the light. But he's got it made, Joe. Yeah, I got my TV on YouTube, but when I watch different stuff, you know. But probably when I get off of here and everything, I'll start watching Modern Marvels or something like that, you know, the Science Channel. I'll start watching that, you know. Well, I used to watch a good many movies and stuff, but I mean, Tammy, she rambles so much and everything. She's asleep now. I hear her breathing over there. She sat down on the couch with me this morning, and I debated on whether to tell her or not. And I said, and I didn't tell her this morning, but I told her this afternoon. I said, you know why I act funny when you sit down on the couch with me? She said, yeah, why? I said, well, you imagine if you sitting there with your titties hanging down, and I go and sit down and stretch one all the way from where they are on your chest, all the way down to the couch. I said, reckon you'd like that? She said, no, I don't think I would. I said, well, every time you sit down in my nuts, you do that to my nuts. And I said, now try to back up for you. I try to back up some, and it don't do me no good. You still sit on my nuts and stretch them all the way to the couch. Oh, I finally figured I'd have to tell her, you know, because she always wants to come over here and sit with me. And I'm trying to scoot back as much as I can. It just makes her have a bigger seat. So I said, kind of watch it, you know. When you come in here and sit down, I said, kind of watch it. 38 degrees here, y'all. We got one burner on in there. You know, we got one of them infrared, you know, heaters, you know. You can have one burner on or two or three or five, you know. Got one burn on this woman up in here. Yeah, y'all don't like y'all's boobies stretched down to the couch, neither do you. Yeah, 26 is pretty cool now. 31 degrees in Michigan. I'll tell y'all some favorite places that I like. Michigan, Tennessee, and Texas. People in Texas ain't much different than people in Georgia. You can talk to somebody in Texas and you think like you talking to like, your next door neighbor. And North Carolina and South Carolina and people from Florida, the people in Florida, they kind of got their own language. People from Florida, we call them Florida Yankees. They don't talk exactly like we do here in my dad was born in Knoxville, Tennessee. I told Stephen that whatever he was doing tomorrow around let me read that. How come when you were young no one tells you about sagging body parts? Yeah. I told Stephen that I'd like about 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon to go fishing. Because it's by 6 o'clock it's dark here. Hey, it's 38 outside. It's 64 in here. I I was watching somebody's live the other day, y'all, and it was snowing in Minnesota. But it don't usually get real bad cold here. You can make it pretty good, in the wintertime here. There'll be some days that be, kind of cold, but it ain't a bunch of them. Hey, there, Miss Piggy. We done had a good one, Piggy. We done had a real good, and I hope y'all had a good one. We we enjoyed ourselves today. It's been a while since I was around, many people. I usually try to avoid people. Been looking at that delicious plate for food and notice where the cranberry sauce. I know they had it, but damn, I ain't real crazy about it. But I bet you they had it. And Tammy fixed that plate for me, so I didn't even go over there and look at all the food. I noticed that Dina got up. Dina went gone. I noticed she got up several times and went and got back some more. And then I noticed when she was leaving, she's kind of in a hurry to get on out the door and get in the truck, but I think I know why. Then my family was talking about the fights I used to get into. I had forgotten. Stephen talking about the cranberry sauce this morning. Yeah, I know that they had it because Stephen's more thoughtful, than forgetting the cranberry sauce. But I mean, they had everything we usually eat, y'all. Everything we usually eat on Thanksgiving, they had it, and it was good. I said, boy, don't you throw none of this food away. I said, I eat it every day until it's gone. Hey, T, I stomped the girl with my skates on. No, T, not a little sweet angel like you. Yeah, yeah. When I ate this plate right here, y'all, and I couldn't eat it all. Told Tammy, I said, you put that back in the refrigerator. And I want to eat the dessert, but I like to kind of do it when I'm going to lay down because I do think it makes me sleepy. T, T Sleeper was a roller derby girl, y'all. Miss Carol, did you get to eat? Did you get to eat turkey today? All right, Miss Judy, good night. And you sleep tight. You don't let the bed bugs bite. And sweet dreams. You ain't gonna go get your little piece of cake before you lay down, are you? I hear you. I'm glad everybody had a good Thanksgiving. I don't know where Miss Gladys is. I reckon I reckon they must have had a big day. Well, y'all, we got on here and we had some fun. We chatted. We talked about old times. We talked about new times. We talked about food. We talked about Tea Sleeper. Talked about the roller derby. We talking about I'm gonna have a piece of chocolate cream pie before I go to bed. I hear you, girl. I think I am too, Miss Carol. I'm about to get like a little bit hungry again from looking at this plate, y'all. It was good. Stephen done good. But that boy's been cooking a bunch of years. Uh-uh. She didn't put no sweetener in her iced tea. I plan on a piece of cherry pie. I hear you. That sounds good, cherry pie. I don't know exactly what we got over there, but we got two different kind of desserts. I think Tammy might have some of that blueberry dessert stuff that she made. I didn't know she was gonna make the video she made the other day. And she was over there, good night, Joy. She was over there making that dessert, and I didn't know she had a video planned, what she doing. I didn't know that. And I didn't think much about the title neither. But she was over there making that dessert, and I said, Tammy, why don't you, why don't you do that on live? She said, well, I done made this before. I said, well, you still can, you know, I said, we can get in there and talk and everything while you're making it. And, uh, she let me know, she already had a video she wanted to do. She'd done been thinking about it all day, and I didn't know it. She didn't ever say nothing to me about it. So I was surprised as y'all was. She gained a bunch of subscribers off of that video, y'all. That last one she done. And as far as the video I done last night, y'all, I guess I might be waiting to see whether I put it up or not. Yeah, Timmy's gonna have to watch it too, Michelle. She's been eating and eating and eating. But Tammy eats when she's stressed. I told y'all about it. Some women will clean up, and some women will eat. And Tammy will eat, and she'll eat, and then eat some more. Thank y'all for being so good. Thank y'all for everything. Thank y'all for being my friend. Thank y'all for everything. You want me to sing the Lawrence Belt? Good night, sleep tight, and may your dreams come true. I used to like that Lawrence Welch, y'all, but I didn't never tell nobody. I used to like them women on there singing and stuff. They could sing so good, man. Hey, thank y'all for everything. We'll see y'all later. Good night, everybody. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. And happy dreams. Bye, y'all.